Welcome to yet another video tutorial in our ethical hacking series. In this tutorial, we are going to learn a tool, a very powerful tool called Recon-ng. Now, Recon-ng, as the name suggests, is for reconnaissance. And as you know, in ethical hacking, reconnaissance has to do with gathering information. And this tool is a very powerful framework that has several models that can make your work very easy when you are gathering information about your target. Okay, let's go to the tool. Okay, so let's quickly go to the tool and see how we can use it. Okay, so the tool is Recon-ng. Okay, so before we start, let's see the help information. As you can see, this is what I typed to get the help information. It means we can also start with a workspace, or we can even enter the tool and then create the workspace if we want. Okay, so usually people just go Recon-ng and straight away they get into the console of the tool. But we are going to start with workspace called Tertiary Courses. Okay, so as you can see, we are in the console of the framework. That's the Recon-ng framework. The first thing you may want to do here is to type help to see the help information and the commands that are available to you. You can see we have back, can go to dashboard, DB, exit, and so forth. So we'll be focusing on the essential ones here. One of them, the workspaces, we can check. Okay, so before I even proceed, what you need to know about the commands is that if you don't even know how to use the commands, what you can do is that you can type the commands on its own and then see the additional options that you can use with the command. So just as I've typed workspaces here, you can see clearly that I can create a workspace, I can list one, I can load one, and I can remove one. Right. So what do I want to do? I want to list them because I already have my workspace intact. So I just want to list and see all the workspaces that I have here. You can see I have the default. This is the one that you'll be entered in if you don't create come into the console with a workspace. But if you do, then you have your workspace intact, as you can see here. Okay, so the next thing you want to also know is to know whether you have models installed. So if I do model search, you can see that I don't have any models whatsoever installed yet. Okay, so how do you install models? You use the marketplace, just like the way you use your Android Play Store or your App Store on iOS and so forth. Same way you have the marketplace. Okay, so marketplaces, we can search. Okay, so it's marketplace, not places, sorry. So you can search, and as you can see, I don't have any of them installed, so you can see the status says not installed. So what do I want to install? I can install any of them, right? But the one I want to use for this particular video tutorial is for harvesting emails, okay? And one of the most powerful tool is Hunter.io, this one. So let's install that one. So I can do, so again, if I do marketplace and I do enter, you can see that I can see information about a model. I can install, refresh, remove, and even search, okay? So I want to install, and I can install Hunter.io. Now, note that here, I'm using just the name. If the name is unique among the lists here, then you can use it. If not, then what you want to do is to make sure you copy the full path, okay, of the model you want to install, and then install it. Okay, so I'll keep it simple here and then install it. Okay, so good. So note that here, Recon-ng is notifying me that I need to install the key because this particular model comes with a key. And because it comes with a key, we need to make sure that we have provided the key for this model. So what you want to do here is to make sure you've installed the key. So even without this message, I would have seen that message. I would have known that I need to provide the key for Hunter.io because of here. You can see this asterisk. If I go up, it tells me that I need a key. This D refers to dependencies, and this refers to modules that have keys or that need keys to work, okay? Because they are APIs, application programming interface, so they need a key to work. So how do you get a Hunter IO key? You have to go to their website, register, and then log in and go to your accounts and go to the API, okay, as you can see here, and then you can have your key. You can create your keys, okay? So I want to copy my key here, and then I'll use it. Don't try to use my key if you see it, because I'll delete it. So don't worry yourself using my key. Okay, so let's go back. So how do we install the key? It's simple. First of all, I can decide to load the module in question. So as you can see, modules search, so that you can see that I have a module installed. Okay, so I need to load it. So again, if I type modules again, you can see that we can load the module, we can reload it, we can search it. So what I want to do here is to load the module. So I want to load the Hunter IO module. Okay, so you can see that the prompt changes accordingly. So I want to see the information about the module. So when I type info, I see that this particular module needs a key, and the key name is Hunter IO. And these are the options. So I use the command keys. Again, if I type keys on itself, I can see that I can add a key, I can list a key, I can remove a key. So if I do keys and I do list, you can see that I have Hunter IO already stated, but unfortunately I don't have the key value. So that's what I'm about to do. So I can do keys, add, then the key name, and then the value. Okay, so this is my key. Don't share your key with anybody, okay? If not, that person will use your key in your name and make sure and be exhausting your API access. Okay, so we list the keys again and see that we have our keys values, okay, so that we are good to go. Sometimes you may need to refresh or log out and log in again to make sure your key gets well installed. So let's do info again. Okay, so when I do info, I can see that I need to set some default, I need to set some variables to make this module work. By default, I have count value to be 10, and then the source is default. Default means that this is what will happen. It will select from the domains table, okay? It will select from the domains table and make sure that all the domains that are in the domains table will be executed against this module. But we are not going to do that. But if you want to do that, you can use the db command to do that. It means that you can have several domains to search with. Okay, so what I want to do is to set the option. Okay, so options, set, source. Let's do this domain, FB for Facebook. Okay. Okay, so at this point, I should be able to run. If only the key has taken effect, then this should work. If not, we'll have to sign out and then sign in again. Okay, so let me just run. At this point, yeah, I think everything looks fine. So let's run. No key detected. So this is what I was talking about. But you can see clearly we had our key. So this is what I was talking about. So we may need to exit, come back in again. Okay, and check our keys list. Yeah, it's intact. And so we load the modules again. We load Hunter _IO. Okay, so info. Yeah, the domain, everything is set. Now we can run. Okay, great. Wow, interesting. So as you can see, on this particular domain, we're able to fetch and get harvest several email accounts that belong to that particular domain. So this is what in your ethical hacking reconnaissance phase, which is among the first phases of your ethical hacking phases, you want to gather this kind of information to see the target, your target, what you can do to the emails in terms of perhaps social engineering attack, or you want to send some message to that particular target, and then proceed with your attack, the other attack phases. Okay. Now, again, this information is for educational purposes only, so do not try to use this against anybody. Okay, so stay safe and be ethical in your hacking career and do the right thing all the time. Okay, so on this note, I will encourage you to look at the other models. Okay, workplaces, search. Oh, marketplace, market. Okay, so we have to go back. Oh, search, right? Okay, so let's go back. So we go marketplaces, search. Good. So look at all the models here and see which ones sounds or looks interesting for you to use. One of them that I will encourage you to use will be Virus Total, and I believe is there. You can also do pen, you can do census. There's also Showdown and so forth, so you can see Virus Total and so forth. Okay, yeah, so Showdown just passed, yeah, so this is Showdown. You can try to play around with these ones and make sure you improve your skills when it comes to using Recon-ng. So on this note, see you once again in our next tutorial. Stay safe and enjoy your ethical hacking career.